Hey Wildcats, I'm Reeve and I'm here with.
Cam,
We got an amazing week of news to go through today.
including construction, culinary, and Cosmo.
So let's jump right into it. Hello Wildcats, I'm here today with Milo, and today we're going to be talking about some of the projects that people are doing in construction. So, why don't you tell us about some of the projects you're doing in construction?
Well, first of all, we've been learning safety for a few weeks now because that's like really important. And we haven't done any projects like so far, like building anything. We've just been doing like how to read tape measures and like what to do if somebody gets hurt in the shop. We have cleaned the shop and like made it more accessible for people.
So, could you maybe walk us through some of the safety precautions you have to take in construction?
Well, you have to know first aid and like where the first aid kit is and where the fire extinguisher is, like exits, and just like what to do if somebody gets hurt.
So, do you have any projects planned in construction for the future?
I know he does have projects planned, but he has not like told us what we're doing yet.
So, Milo, what are some of the things that you want to build this year in construction?
First of all, I have seen people making doorstops for teachers' doors in there, so I'm pretty sure I would like to make more like stuff for the school that would help.
So, why did you join construction?
My dad, he is in construction, and I find it like really fascinating, like just everything about it, so I want to learn more about it.
All right. Well, we'll certainly keep you updated on any projects that construction is doing. And on to the next one, Wildcats.
Hey Wildcats, my name is Sammy. I'm here with Isaac. The ag department is recently getting some new equipment recently. So what's your plan for that?
So we get a lot more booths in there so everybody can weld separately and not together at one station. And so we got some projects going on. We got people making grills, benches, like those bench swings for porches. Wood stands, I think they're called. We got fireplaces. My group's we're doing a bench. So what that's all about. You gotta get the materials. We get the materials September 1st. So you gotta find out the diameter, how much you need, what type. So it's a big process you're going through. You gotta draw it out, show your teacher what you're doing, tell them what you're doing. So it's like a long process. So we got 2 weeks to build them.
And 2 weeks to build them.
Yeah.
That does not sound like enough time.
It really doesn't. But when you have like 4 people working on one thing, welding together, putting it together, I mean, time goes by real fast, especially in the shop. And if it's double blocked, you got even more time to work on it. And you can also stay after school for it, so you can just work on it after school, as long as you get permission from the teacher, obviously. But it's not that long of a process, but like in reality, it kind of is. But like I feel like a bench is gonna take way longer than like a wood stack thing to stack your wood for a grill. I forgot what it's called, but you get the gist of it.
I do.
Yeah, so we get all materials September 1st, and it's for county, so we're doing auctions and everything like we did last year. So last year we had tons of people build fireplaces. Like we had all those fireplaces in there, like just everywhere. Like, and they're super heavy too. I think they were steel iron. But yeah, there was just a ton of those. But this year, I think everybody's doing something way different. So I think there's a group in my class, my first period, they're doing a grill. And I haven't heard no one else do anything except for my group. We're doing this top bench style where it's got a metal frame. Then we're gonna have like some seat on the outside, real nice looking, and we'll try to put longhorn horns on it. So we try to put it out there, make it noticeable for the auction.
Oh, yeah. So when you auction off your pieces, how much do they usually go for?
Some of the stuff that I went for last year, like I think the highest, I don't want to be wrong, but I think the highest went for like 1,000 something last year. I don't know. I didn't go to it. I wasn't part of it last year, but this year I'm gonna be part of it because do something new, you know.
Do you know if the money goes to the creator of the piece or does it go into something else?
I think it goes to the creator, or I think some of it goes to like back to the school, and it goes to the creator. You split it between the groups unless you did it by yourself.
Cool.
I haven't really talked to the teacher about that. All I know is I'm building something and it's going to auction. So.
That sounds great. Thank you so much, Isaac.
Welcome.
We'll see you in the next one.
Hello, my name is Caleb, and today I'm going to be talking with Vince about forensics. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Okay, so these past 4 weeks we've been going over a ton of different stuff, both mixed in with police force stuff and forensic science. Like the Miranda warning, we learned the oblique lighting method, footwear impressions, and civilian interactions with police so far.
I actually had Laz as my forensics teacher last year, and he was a pretty good teacher.
He's one of my favorite teachers this year. He has a teaching style that I can understand, because a lot of times with teachers I struggle with understanding what they're saying. And this is something that really catches my attention. I'd really love to be a forensic scientist when I grow up, so this class is perfect for me.
Can you break down some of the things you just told me about?
Okay, so yes, I can. The Miranda warning is something that every police has to tell you when you're under arrest. It's you are under arrest, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used to you against a court of law. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, the police will provide one for you. That's that. The oblique lighting method is something that forensic scientists use to get imprints on stuff and stuff. They use a light from an angle and it will cast a shadow on something and you can see imprints of stuff. Footwear impressions are pretty flat line. If you wear a certain type of shoe, they can tell what shoe you're wearing if you leave indents and impressions and sand and all that. And civilian interactions with police is showing how a situation can go wrong with police and how police are supposed to act with you, and how civilians, you can lessen the charges and stuff if you act the right way. And just basically don't be violent with police. Comply.
Do you enjoy these?
Oh, I enjoy these a lot. They're really fun to learn, actually.
Which one is your favorite one to learn about, and what do you recommend to others?
My favorite to learn about so far would be the oblique lighting method, because I love seeing how just an angle on a light can show who touched it, what impression was there. And I'd have to say, I think a lot of people would like that too.
Alright, well thank you for your time, Vince. That's all from us, and see you in the next one.
Hey Wildcats, I'm AJ and today I'm here with Sarah. We're going to be talking about Miss Cockrell's CTE class. So could you tell me what's going on in there?
So basically we're just kind of learning how to be teachers, and we're studying the history of education right now. And that's pretty much the foundation of it.
Alright, is there anything, any projects that are going on right now?
Today, actually, we just had a panel of teachers all the way from 70 years of education to graduating in 2018. And basically, all of us students got to ask them questions and just kind of get to know the differences from all the years of education. And that was really cool, and that was more student-led.
Are you planning to be a teacher?
I would like to. That's what I want to do currently.
Alright. Is there anything in this class that you particularly like?
I really like the way that Miss Cockrell teaches us, and how she's very a loving teacher and really caters to our needs, and whatever we need she'll teach us, and what we want to know she'll teach us, versus whatever she's teaching is what we're going to learn.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to tell other students who are thinking about taking her class?
Definitely do it, because she is such a great teacher, and she's really good at explaining things and making her class fun and interesting. And I'm in there 4 periods a day, and I love it, and it's probably one of my favorite classes.
All right, well, thank you for this interview, and on to the next one, Wildcats.
Hey, Wildcats, and welcome back to the news. I am Caleb, and I'm here with
Ash.
And today we'll be going over what's new with cosmetology.
So we learned how to treat our customers and how the client should treat the customers, basically stuff like that. We're going through the book, and I'm pretty sure late September, we're gonna learn how to like do the nails and stuff in the lab.
So do y'all have any projects or anything y'all are working on currently?
Not yet, because it's all like first year Cosmos.
All right. Is there anything y'all are looking forward to doing later on?
We're all looking forward to like going in the lab and like working hands on. That's what I'm mostly excited about.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about why you got into cosmetology.
Well, I've always liked doing hair. I've always done my sister's hair. I mess around with my older brother's hair. Like I'll braid it and like flat iron it. And just doing nails too is like my favorite thing to do. I love painting my siblings' nails and just doing anything that involves stuff like that.
Interesting. The new cosmetology teacher I heard is Miss Davis. How is she?
She's amazing. I honestly love her a lot. She's really understanding. She's open-minded, and she's just amazing. I love her a lot.
Well, thank you for letting us know a little bit about cosmetology. Wildcats, that's it for this, and now on to the next story.
Hey Wildcats, I'm AJ.
I'm Chris.
I'm Sammy.
And today we're going to be talking about our summer filming and how we filmed our feature film, Thunderstrike. Okay, so first we're going to talk about how filming went. So I know I was directing and I was dealing with a bunch of things. I don't know how it was for y'all. We never really talked about that, so...
It was fun. I was there for like one scene, so I can't really say much, but that was a good time.
Yeah?
I was a secretary.
Yeah. Janice, that was your name? Janice. The iconic Janice. How about you, Chris? Because you were in the majority of it.
I was. It was good filming, I can tell you that. It was definitely a good time to spend with my fellow theater family, my theater friends. Just spending time outside of school.
Yeah.
Filming, having fun, acting, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I had a really good time.
Was there a particular moment that when we were filming, and keep in mind when we were filming this, we did it on like of a sort of television schedule. It took a week in general for all filming, and then just about post-production it took about a day or two. And then we got it out, so it wasn't that long, but it was pretty decent. We got work done. We spent like a good portion of every day doing it. But yeah, was there was there a certain part of filming that you enjoyed? Like a scene or nothing?
A particular scene that I was in that I enjoyed the most? I mean, don't get me wrong. I loved every scene I was in because, I'm the best. But a scene that I loved the most was when we were at Magic Mountain in Sulphur Springs. It is a beautiful waterfall and a beautiful landscape, and I really just enjoyed the scenery and enjoyed being there with my friends.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too because, this is a little behind the scenes, but to film the opening shot, the little James Bond reference, our theater teacher, Mr. Lance, went down a manhole type of slide, wedged himself in there, and keep in mind at the bottom of the pipe was just a pool of mud and water and just a bunch of just nasty things. And so he's like recording in there, and I have a photo of it, and it's hilarious. We were dying laughing. It was super hot, and it was take after take after take after take, and he's just shoved down there. And then finally, we finished filming. He's like, all right, I'm coming up. And then we hear someone slip. And then and we look, and he went down instead of going up. And then he was all in the mud. And he's like, fine. And it was really funny. But yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Sammy was there for all of it.
The whole time. I was there. I was like a shadow.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. We switched my role halfway through.
Yeah.
Which is okay. It was just fine because I didn't learn my lines for the first role.
Yeah.
But as a secretary, we went in there. We filmed that part in the Clarion Hotel. So yeah, big thank you to the hotel staff for letting us invade their space for a minute. I remember one of the staff members came out after we were filming and was like, "Are y'all done? Is it okay?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm so sorry." Yes.
It was something.
It was something.
All of the locations we really filmed them were if there were people there, they were just so confused. At one point, the great Coach Oakes allowed us to film on his boat for one of the opening scenes. And when we were filming on it, Mr. Lance's son played a person that was getting shot off the boat. And so we were doing take after take after take after take, and he was just throwing himself in the water over and over again while we have these fake guns shooting at him. And like I was sitting there when I was doing this. I was like, I'm thinking, because there's houses everywhere. I was like, I'm wondering what all these people in their houses are thinking. Like, we're just shooting people off of this boat repeatedly, and it was very funny. And then the hotel, we were filming up at one of the rooms, the Doctor Up to No Good scene, and there was a maid, and it was so confused because we were walking into the hotel room with a camera to film Koi, and it like her face was just like speechless. She was like, it was funny, but yeah. All right, well, thank y'all for coming to do this little shindig that we had going on. Make sure to watch the Thunderstrike film. It is free to watch. It's about 30 minutes. It's a full film, and it's really fun. We enjoyed making it a lot. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I hope you like it. Watch out for the sequel, because James Dick will return. And also check out the bloopers. But yeah, thank you guys.
Hey, I'm James. I'm here with
Madeline.
and we're going to be talking about culinary. So what have you been learning in culinary lately?
We've recently learned about foodborne illnesses,
Okay. Can you elaborate on that? Like what kind?
like E. coli and salmonella and where they come from.
What would you say like the most common ones are?
I don't know if there is like a common one. I've mainly learned about E. coli. It comes from salads more than meat.
What can cause it, and how can you avoid it being in your food?
So it's typically caused from like feces getting into water at the farms, and then it gets in the plants, and then it spreads E. coli. But in meat, you can avoid it by cooking at like meat and stuff at 155 to avoid getting E. coli.
Okay, you usually get it a little bit hotter than that anyway, depending on how you're cooking it.
And poultry has to be 165 to avoid salmonella in the middle temperature.
Yeah. Is there a difference with trying to keep salmonella out between cooking a fully grown bird and an egg? Like a temperature has to reach to not be infected or to be disinfected.
Don't know for an egg.
All right. What's some stuff that y'all haven't started learning yet, but you probably will and you're excited for it?
Lab safety, we're about to get into that soon. Like kitchen, what's hazards, what's not.
Okay.
What to be avoided and stuff.
What kind of stuff are y'all allowed to use when you're in the kitchen area?
I don't know yet. We haven't gone into the kitchen. We probably won't till September, mid-September.
All right. So what are you most excited about learning this year?
Just basic cooking in the kitchen, so I don't like mess up foods at home.
Speaking of home, do you cook at home or?
I like to bake sweets, cupcakes, cookies, brownies. Homemade.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm here with Cameron Vincent to talk about how the football game this Friday went.
Obviously we lost, but it was just the little things. We kind of just we're shooting ourselves in the foot, just stuff like that. We got to go back to practice, work on it this week. But I mean, overall, we had the best practice we had yesterday. Everybody wants to get back at it, go harder than we had Rev.
Wonderful. What have y'all been practicing on to get better? So what was the final score for the game?
The final score was Edgewood 45, and we had 8.
What were some highlights of the game? Any moments that really stood out to you?
Tayshawn Shields, he had our only touchdown. A nice little play where he should have been tackled, but he extended the play and actually ended up scoring. And then Miguel Mares on defense had a nice interception to set us up.
Nice. You mentioned y'all have been practicing more. What have you been doing in particular to practice to get better?
We've been, just practicing all the little things, getting everything as good as we can. New plays, we're adding just everything.
Nice. When's the next game?
Next game is this Friday. We're going to be playing Grand Saline at 7:30.
All right. What do you play?
I'm the left guard on offense and basically play almost every other offensive line position. Then on defense, I play nose tackle.
Nice. Would you mind elaborating a little bit on what those mean?
Left guard, offensive line. It's really just the center of the offense. We're blocking for the quarterback, setting up plays. And on defense, it's kind of just the middle of the defense. You're just sitting there, you're trying to stuff like runs and everything else.
Nice. Anything in particular you're looking forward to?
Just beating the Indians, having a better game.
Lovely. Well, you heard it here. Come support our boys at Grand Saline at 7:30 this Friday. Thank you for the interview, and thank you for watching.
Hello everybody, my name is Preston, and today I'm being joined by Kamara Rysdale, right? Yes. Today she's going to be talking about volleyball for us, so can you tell us what's going on?
So we had a tournament, JV had a tournament on Saturday in Mineola. Our freshman team, JV White, got second place in the tournament, and our JV Blue, we did pretty good, but it sadly didn't make it all the way over there. We play tonight in Sabine. Both JVs will play at 5, and then varsity to follow afterward.
It's great. Can you tell us a bit about yourself, why you like volleyball and when you started?
I started in 7th grade, and I really like volleyball because I just like the team stuff, the communication. It's just fun to be able to, have that ball control and talk to your teammates. It's a lot more communication versus hardcore in your face. You depend on your teammates, and it's fun to have your teammates depend on you.
Got you. Speaking of teams, what role do you play in the team?
I play outside and right side hitter on front row, and then I play left back and back row.
Okay, so when you say hitter, I'm guessing you say left side, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so on left side, I'm guessing you kind of hit the ball back on the left side.
Yeah, left side, or you can tip, push for deep corners always. Yeah. Okay.
So I heard you have a couple of new coaches this year. Can you tell us a little about them?
Yes. Coach Shepard is our head coach for varsity and just all around. And she helped out a little bit last year, so I'm kind of already acquainted with her. She's really good. She has a lot of good drills and techniques that she's been teaching us to help our program get a lot better. I had Coach Young. She's the head JV coach. I had her in junior high, so I already know her too. So it's just kind of like a repeat of junior high, but with different people, and she has different drills, and it's just they mesh really well together. Coach Tan, she's fun to be around, and she played in college, so she has lots of tips for us that we can really apply to in the game, lots of experience with it, so she helps us out with our experience.
Got you. You said something about drills. What kind of drills do y'all go through?
We do lots of footwork drills, passing drills, serving drills. Our coaches like to say control the little things that we can control. So we work on the things that we can control, like passing and serving, because you can't control what the other team's going to do, how they're going to hit it over the net. So we can only control how we're going to play it out. Yes. How would I say that?
Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for watching.
Hi, Range of Wildcats. I'm Nathan, and this is AJ, and we're here with the newspaper.
Yes. So that's what I'm here to talk about. As y'all know, if you go to school here, you've probably seen this around school. It's in the library or it's outside of the theater and AV room. But we have a newspaper called Wildcat Legends News. And it has just about everything that you'd find in a regular newspaper. It has headlining news like the new CIS teacher. And then it has all kinds of things. It even has things on the back about Suicide Awareness Month. And then it has just articles written by students and stories. So it's really cool.
What's the range of topics that the entire newspaper could cover?
Yes, so it covers, usually it'll cover important dates, like if there's anything going on in sports, like football dates or volleyball or basketball or theater or just anything basically. Then it also covers news that we cover here on the channel, but obviously in a journalism format. Then it also covers things like we need to get out from the office, especially about Suicide Awareness Month and how the counselor was talking about it. That's actually on the front page. But yeah, it ranges, and it definitely depends on what season we're in, because as the seasons go on, we have different events and different things coming up. So yeah.
Since you've been writing in it for a while, how is it just to just write in the newspaper with articles?
Yes. So I've been writing for a long time, probably since elementary school. Definitely not in this format. This is new to me. I've usually written in scripts and story formats, so this is way out of my comfort zone. But I'm kind of glad that I ventured out, because it is a lot of fun, and I do think this is cool. This is a humble brag, but Lance, our theater teacher, has been submitting some of our articles that we write for our newspaper from the high school to the Rains County newspaper. And I have a good friend there, Linda Brendel, shout out to you. And she also works there. And I happen to be the first official Rains journalist that's a student. So I think that's pretty cool. So, and I already know, I was talking to Lance, We're going to get more students' articles into the paper, so that's going to be a normal thing. So if you do get the newspaper from here, make sure to look out for that.
Well, that sounds very cool. It's very nice that you're now like the first, whatever you said, I already my bad. But anyway, that's been it for this interview. Thank you, AJ, for being here to talk about it, and thank you for watching. And on to the next story.
Hey, I'm Dylan, and this is Skylar, and we're going to be talking about cross country. Can you tell me about that?
Cross country is fun. We have to get there at like 6 in the morning, and the guys usually have to run a bit more than the girls. Like this morning, the girls ran 2 bleacher laps. We would run 2 laps, a bleacher lap, 2 laps, a bleacher lap, and then end off with another lap, and then the guys would just do like an extra one.
So when is your next meet?
My next meet is Friday. Not sure what time, honestly, or where. At the meets, it's usually like an hour drive. The kids just sleep on the bus if it's really early in the morning, or we'll just talk and hang out, listen to music. And then when we get there, we set up tents for the sun, and we bring snacks like granola bars or Gatorades for drinks. And then it usually goes varsity and then JV, and I'm JV. And the guys run 3 miles, the girls run 2 miles. Junior high guys run 2 miles with the girls. It usually takes like 4-ish hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. And then we'll just pack up, leave, maybe go get food on the way back, stop at a store if we have time. And then we get back, change, and go to class.
So what are some tips to be a runner?
Don't try and sprint the entire thing. You can, if you're fast, you can stay up with the fast kids, but don't try and force yourself to stay with the faster kids, because you will overdo yourself and you will have no energy for the end or to run in general. Work on your breathing. Just make sure you don't overdo yourself.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I grew up playing baseball since I was like 8, and I'm still really bad at it. My family's really tall, so that just kind of helped me get into running. I was told I could run fast mostly my whole life. So I wanted to do cross country last year, but I didn't have time, so I did it this year, and it's pretty fun. I played 2 years of flag football and 1 year of tackle, and then I played some basketball for a couple of years. I stopped like 2 years ago.
Thank you so much for the interview. Thank you guys for watching, and on to the next one.